Welcome back to It's Broccoli Time. Today we have a wonderful package. This was sent to us by Mr. Morton, and there's two binders in here that he told me about. There's one that's for me, for keeps. It's Star of the Guardians, and the other one is a card game called, I think it was XG, that currently there's no known scans that we know of, and I'm going to scan it and return it to him. He said he wanted this recorded for prosperity's sake, whatever you say, however you say it. So let's get into this and see what we got. Get this box opened. I'm gonna get. Oh, camera's getting real shaky. I need to get a better armature. That's for sure. Erg. So, Star of the Guardians is a card game based on a book series written by Margaret Weiss. There was originally 3 books in the series, and then people realized that, hey, there was a whole bunch of stuff, loose ends that you didn't finish up, so she wrote a 4th book to finish everything up. And then there was a trilogy of a side story set in the same universe with the mercenary group Mag Force 7. And so yeah, I need to track down those books and read them. So let's see what we got in here. Let's make sure we got no. Alright, so what's in this small package? Small package is nothing, it was just padding. Okay, fine. Let's see now, we got 2 binders. Binder number 1, Star of the Guardians. Yeah. And binder number 2 is well protected. Fancy leather zip case. Oh, look at that. It looks like a Pokedex. So let's go through these first. Save Star of the Guardians for the last because Star of the Guardians, right? Right. Ooh. O-ring binder. Remember, folks, O-ring binders are not your friend. They are your enemy. They will give you card bite and all types of nasty stuff. D-ring binders are where it's at. All right, so let's see if we can get this open. I need to remember to get this in frame. And here we... Ooh. Now, I'm not familiar with this game at all. I should have actually looked some up before I went through this. This is cool. I think this is the card game that has, like, actual miniatures that go along with the cards themselves. Kind of like Mech Battle and Bakugan, except for you're not rolling your mechs, you're actually building like little mechs. Because see, there's feet, there was head, swords, shields, helmets. I have a feeling this would be stupid expensive if I tried to collect this, but this looks right up my alley for something to sink my teeth into. Okay, so I'm curious, what is the name of the game? So let's pull one of these out. Oh, there's lots of these in here. Ooh. Oh, wait, I pulled that from another page. Never mind. ZG. Okay. It's a nice card back. ZG. All right, so I was way off. This looks really cool. Like, build your own robot. Again, I apologize for not being able to speak intelligently on this particular set. I really should have done my research beforehand. So basically, at this point, we're just looking at shiny, pretty cards. Which is not a bad thing. We got some pilots, obviously. Ensign, Trooper, Mercenary. These cards are just wonderful. Oh, and they got different symbols. We got green, blue, green, 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 red, green, red, red, red. Okay, so these are probably what you can use for your equipment. Again, I will have to make an update video or something speaking more intelligently about this game. once I look up the rules and figure out how to play it at least. But right now, we can at least transfer century. That's kind of cool. You know what? I'm going to pause this video real quick, and I'm going to look up the rules so that I have at least a little something to know what we're looking at here. So one moment, please. Okay, so I just did a quick once over on the rules, and yeah, that's a game. So parts of this plays like bunch of different games, to be honest. So in the beginning here, we'll flip back to the front, not the pilots. These are actual physical figures that you play the game with. You have a little robot, and you move it around. He has a move number in the green. That's how many card lengths it can move. So the base of the premise of the game is you can play this anywhere. So you would just be out in the wild or on a table or, wherever, and you'd have your deck, but there was no deck building instructions that I could see. Maybe I just didn't skim far enough. And this move is basically you would take a full card length and place it for however many this move is, and that's where your guy would move physically. And your range here, see these are all zeros. I'm sure there's equipment cards that increase that. Yeah, see here's a range 9. It would tell you how many card lengths that you can attack. So if you're at range 0, you can attack somebody that's adjacent to you. And you would do basically, sorry, I'm drawing a blank here. Beyblade is very similar to where you would take the card and you would line it up on one of the edges here, and you would look for matches to see if you hit. For these cards, you see that there is arrows pointing this way and arrow pointing this way. This is the way that you would orient this card if you wanted to use those colors. When you attack, you're attacking your opponent's deck. And what would happen is he would pull the top card from his deck. He would look at it, but he would put it face down and literally spin the card on the table, stop it, and then the attacker can choose whether or not he rotates it one more time. Flip it over and look for matching icons. And then you would compare icons, and then these mean different stuff. If you get matches. Again, I didn't fully delve into it, but that's kind of the gist of it. You would have action cards, kind of like this looks like equipment. But you have a hand of 3 cards when you start the game, and you put them face down in front of you, and then they would be your action cards. To determine who goes first, you would look at these impulse numbers, put them in order from highest to lowest, and then read out your number. So if you had these 3 cards, you would say 322, and then your opponent may say 222, and since 322 is higher, you would go first. Again, I didn't fully delve into that. This is not for teaching the game. This is more for just, these are real cool, ooh shiny cards that are going to get scanned so that there is a visual database out there for this game. This does look really interesting. Apparently somebody tried to do an update to this called like ZGR or something like that. I don't know. I didn't see too much on it. Admittedly, I didn't look too deep into it. So, but yeah, this looks like another money sink. Well, for me, because I like interesting, weird games like this, and knowing that this has figures to it and it didn't do well and it's like 22-ish years old, yeah, it's probably going to cost an arm and a leg and a kidney and firstborn and maybe even secondborn. Who knows? Especially since this has figures involved and everyone's like, ooh, shiny, I got toys. Who knows? I could be completely wrong. People would be giving these things away like, what was that? Shadow Era. Shadow Era, you get like a whole case of 6 boxes for like $20 or $30 or something like that. So who knows? This is ZG though. This looks really cool. And like I said, I'm very envious of this and I'm very honored to be able to scan this and get this out there. I may try to see if I can get some sort of like Lackey plugin or something going for this. That would be real interesting. All right, so now we move on to Starve the Guardians. This is, I have almost a complete set of this. I'm missing only 3 cards. So let's see what all is in here and go from there. So oh, he's got different organizing than me. Yay, okay, no big deal. No big deal. I just love the way these cards look. Just very early 90s. These are the resources that you need to bring into play. Attack, defense, movement, and I think it's missiles. It's a missile icon. Because basically the whole game premise is you're bombing your opponent's home world. And yeah. Good times. Yeah, see your PowerPoints, sequence of play. So we got some bombs of 0s, shields of 3, attack 1. These dreadnoughts take a ton to bring into play. So I'm sure we'll get to them. You'll see the system cards. You tap them basically. For one, their influence points. There's a couple that you can tap for 2, and there's one that you can tap for the people. I forget what that one's called. Oh, and these here, these are how many ships that you can actually launch. They're like launch catapults. So this one can launch 1 plane. These can launch 1 plane. Oh, we see some holes. I might need to see if I can fill these holes, and if it's got frigates. Wow, that's a whole big page of empty. I'm going to compare this to the checklist I got. Heavy cruisers, light cruisers. So your opponent, each of you have, I think it's 20 hit points, 20 health, damage, whatever, for your home world. So these are doing 1 each. If your opponent doesn't block them, Task Force Carrier can catapult launch 2 ships. The game is played in what it calls space lanes. They're labeled A through E, and each lane can be, I want to say it's 3 deep with ships on each side. And then you would basically try to get through your opponent's lane. And if you're in an empty lane, then you can go for the opposing warlord's homeworld using the bombs. I forget what these icons are for the squadrons. I need to look that up. Oh, here's bombs for the homeworlds, I think. Yeah, like I said, I need to read these rules a little bit more. Here's the artifacts. And if I remember correctly, some of these have icons at the bottom, I'm pretty sure you can tap these to use the resources in them. We got some crew here. Let me pull up my checklist and see what all I'm missing. So I'm missing, let's see. Looks like, oh, personality. Okay, I have all the crew. Okay, good. So we got the crew. This game has 2, technically 3 promo cards in it. I've only seen them posted on Board Game Geek. I have not seen them in person, and I can't find them. They haven't popped up on eBay in a while. But when I find those, I'm definitely going to be happy to get those. These are damage. Fates. Now here's what let's see, what fate am I missing? Where is it at? Come on. It's a personality. Fate. Ship crash. Alright, so let's see if we got us a ship crash here. This is actually the cover for one of the books. I think it's the first book even. We can zoom in on this. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's like the book cover for the first book. Ship crash. Yay. Okay, so I'm going to pull this one out so I can put it with my other binder set. Yay. We have a fate. Okay, modifier. Ooh, these don't look... Oh, yeah. Play on a lane. All ships in this lane are at -3 defense. -2 and -1 because they're minefields. Or, yeah, minefields. So you're just blowing everybody up, getting rid of shields. But it affects yours because this is all ships in the lane. So that's not cool. And we have to pay respects to the ship cat. I don't know what he does, but let's see. Playing a ship or squadron is no longer affected by fate cards. The ship's cat prevents you from fate cards. Which, as we saw here, ship crash. Play on a ship. Ship and all attached crew and weapons are discarded. If you have a cat, you can avoid this. That's expensive too, man. Focus. Don't shake, focus. All right, well, 4 + 1. Personalities. Here we go. These are more named people. The crew were like basically red shirts from Star Trek. Legendary chaplain, legendary captain, legendary flight leader. But nobody named legendary scout. But these are named people. Admiral Axe, Garth Panther, King Dion Starfire. So these are more of the actual like main people from the stories. Warlord Brozel is who I'm looking for. Let's see if we got a Warlord Brozel. There he is. Warlord Brozel. You do anything special? Well, obviously, but one ship may move 1 extra move. Player declares which ship before any tactic cards are played. Okay. Nice. We'll see. We also have some of these are just generic warlord, but they give you people influence or whatever. Here is, I think the company that made these was called Mag47, but this is, I'm guessing, Chris and Mag47, the mercenary group that's in the books and the spin-off series. So that's cool. All right. Special systems. Okay, so Are there any in here? I'm sure there are. Systems, yes. These are mana. You basically just play these for mana. These are only available in the starter decks. Special systems are found in booster packs. But these regular systems are your mana. And you see they all tap for one influence, I guess. But when you go special systems, this one gives you 2. This one's 2. This one has effects. Catapult, 1 and 1. So this is a real good one. 1 in catapult, 2. Here you go. 2 and a dude. I don't know if that's in frame. Yeah. And then 2. So special systems, awesome, because they help you, as I say in Magic, they help your ramp. So what else am I missing here? I know there's one more card. Where's it at? We went through the personality and the fate. Personality and fate. What is the last one that I need? Hello, checklist. I should have made this easier to read for my recording, but no, of course I didn't. That would be wrong. Oh, tactics. Tactics of Caracole. So let's see. I don't think we got to tactics yet, so system. These are all really like pretty pictures and stuff. I like this. Oh, here's our tactics. And the Caracole. This makes the last card that I need to complete my set. So, with the exception of the 2, technically 3, promo cards, I now have a full set of Star of the Guardians. That's awesome. The third promo is like an uncut sheet of 6 cards just announcing the game. They're not actual like playable cards for the game. Put on a ship, shield is +1 defense, +1 defense, so we're doing good. Oh, here we go, the shipping lanes. So also in the booster packs, you can get the Warlord's Home System, and you get little bonuses here. You get either 1 influence and a catapult, 2 influence, or 1 dude. These cards here, A, B, C, D, and E, these are your shipping lanes. These actually play across the table, and you would line the cards up across from each other, across the shipping lanes. And we got our weapons. Holy cow. I didn't see this initially. Weapon, 2 to deploy, so it's pretty cheap. Kamikaze Doom Driver Torpedoes. Ship attacks at +3 and supports at +3. Discard 1 of owner systems after each use. So you're basically blowing up a resource, but you're getting +3 on your attack and +3 on your bombing run. So yeah, that seems pretty good. And it's repeatable because it says after each use. And it doesn't say to play directly on a ship. Like this here, the long-range guns say ship is at +1 support. Well, I guess you would have to put this on something, but it just doesn't die, right? Yeah, ship attacks. Yeah. So this would play on a ship, but it's reusable. Weapons. This is interesting. Ramming. I haven't looked at ramming before. I didn't get... Trust me, some of these older games, the rules are super crunchy. Ship is not lost due to ramming. Discard this card after 1 successful full ram. You could just run into people? That sounds like fun. More ramming shields. So what's ramming shields versus ramming armor? Ship destroys ship opposite of 3 or less defense and takes no damage, or destroys ship of 5 or less, but itself. So you can just use target bigger ships. Nice. Okay. I'll admit, when I was putting together my set, I didn't read card names, and this is just funny. The Wild Weasel Pod. Squadron cannot be attacked by other squadrons. Interesting. Again, I haven't figured out combat yet or card placement. The rules are... You know what? Hold on a second. Okay, so here's a starter deck. I've already opened this. Yeah, Mag 47 Incorporated. That's the mercenary group from the books. As we can see inside here, this is the rules and playmat all in one. Now, unlike others, this is all black and white. And teeny tiny little print on the back for how to play this game. It is multiplayer. It says you can have 2, 3, and 4 people to play. But you can imagine trying to figure all this stuff out. Just reading it once over. I think I got somewhere in here. Placement of ships into lanes, maneuvers, space plane, squadron launch and targeting. I got somewhere in the third of 6 panels before my brain just melted. But we can flip it over. I'll try to get this. So, sequence of play, PowerPoints, your space lanes, warlord system, and then opposite for the other side. So this is both rules and playmat. You get a full set. I want to say no, there's not. Is there? I know you get the systems in the starter decks. Sequence of play, I'm out of frame. Sequence of play, PowerPoint, space lanes, and Warlord's home system cards are found in booster packs. So I want to, unless, I'm sure there's somebody out there that will correct me. And that's fine. I don't mind being wrong. I can at least try my best. And I can make an addendum saying I was wrong. But I think everything else, like your Warlord home system, can be found in the booster packs. Space lanes can be found in booster packs. The PowerPoints and the turn cards, the sequence of play, and the PowerPoints can be found in the booster packs as well. So outside of literally your mana, there's not much need for the starter decks, I don't think. Again, somebody can correct me, and that's fine. But if you have somebody that's got a whole bunch of, I got a box of starter decks, I'll never use them all. And since they're all the same, that's a special, so that doesn't count. Since all the basic specials, all the basic systems are the same, it doesn't matter what the picture is. This isn't like Magic or something else where you have to match this for this. No, doesn't care. So you can just have somebody that's got extra systems, a playmat, and one starter deck, and you'd be good to go. I guess 2 starter decks, and it doesn't matter. You can just play all day long. So, but this is Star of the Guardians. I can talk a little bit more intelligently on this because it's one of my more recent acquisitions. I think this is the latest game. This or the Arc system. The C-23 Xena Hercules cards. That's a fun series as well. But yeah, this. So this is probably a full set here. I haven't checked the checklist. It looks like it was enough. This is just separating out the ships from the artifacts. And same thing here, the torpedo gunboats from the squadrons. Yeah, because there's a card difference. Because you see these have got 4 to 5 icons on the bottom, and these are just, the squadrons are only got the 3. So these empty spaces are probably just separators. But yeah, this I can't explain that one for the light cruiser, but oh well. I'm not going to worry about it. This was awesome. I appreciate this so very much. Thank you very much for this binder. This is... I'm going to have to look for those other 3 cards again just so I can complete a second set, because this is... I will probably never have anybody to play this game with, but it's a game that, I mean, look at it. It's 90s. It's midnight. This is like 95, I want to say. It was early enough in the TCG, like, boom. Yeah, 1995. Mag 47. So this is right in the TCG boom. Star of the Guardians. Pretty cool card back too. Thank you very much for watching. We hit a half hour. Wow, on 2 binders. Yay, team. Okay. Again, questions, comments, concerns, Snyder marks, I welcome them all. Corrections, if I did something wrong, absolutely let me know, and I will put a note in the description for the correction on that. Thank you very much, and I will see you next time.